All right, everybody, welcome back to NVision Self. We're going to be talking again about business and a little bit more lighthearted than our previous conversation, but still just as important. So we're going to talk about convenience and skill, and then convenience and skill, right? That's interesting. Simply because everything in our life right now revolves around being convenient. Amazon, fantastic, very convenient. I want something, I just click and it's done, it's there, right? I can believe, if I'm not mistaken, I can actually pick a date now when something comes in. If I want a burger, there's, McDonald's, there's Chick-fil-A, like that. Now, I'm not saying you should go and grab burgers. We could talk about nutrition in one of our other program at Healthway with Miss Victoria. Now, however, convenience doesn't always mean good. Convenience just means it's nearby and it's easy to access. Most businesses want to be convenient. The problem with all of that is that we lose quality over time. At least that's what it looks like nowadays. And that's terrible. The other day I was talking to an acquaintance of mine, and she was telling me that she would love to go to another place for her child to study. However, where she's currently going is just convenient. She doesn't like it, but it's convenient. And she's hoping her daughter can learn something from it. That's a pretty scary thought, right? I'm going there because it's convenient, even though the quality does not meet my standard. However, I'm hoping that there's going to be the light at the end of the tunnel, or at least a streak of light that my daughter can grab onto. Because I'm hoping that my daughter is going to be quick enough to grab on to a piece of information that's going to be good for her in the long run. That's a lot of gambling you're doing. Certain businesses can get away with that. Certain businesses cannot. One of the businesses that cannot is our current grocery stores. There's just so much to choose from, right? Whole Foods, Publix, Kroger, you got Sprouts, you got Aldi. I remember when Whole Foods was the only place that did organic products. But now, everybody's getting in on the game. And they're not bad products. I mean, Kroger got their own line, Publix got their own line, Aldi's got their own line, Sprouts got their own line, Costco even has their own line. And now it's a competitive market. It's phenomenal, isn't it? How much competitors can bring you up. And I believe Simon Sinek doesn't call them competitors, they call them rivals. In a lot of businesses, that's not the case. I believe after-school activities are not the case. My business is not the case. The martial art industry is not the case. Even though we may say there's a martial arts school at every corner, or there is a football camp at every corner, or a soccer camp, they're still far enough away where people can't compare. I know this because I have a phenomenal instructor that's out in California. And I guarantee you go to his school, you're going to see a difference immediately. What happens is when parents and when customers have no idea what to expect from a business, a lot of them accept the subpar performance that is given to them. And as a business owners, we sit there and we go, this is good enough, right? That's what's been written in certain books. Just be good enough. Be convenient. The E-Myth, if I'm not mistaken, right? Written in the 1980s. Be good enough. Here's what happens when you have an extracurricular activity, such as a martial arts school, or such as football, or such as a gym, just a gym. You go and you learn from an instructor, or you learn from a coach, or you go to a movie theater, right? And you sit there. And all of a sudden, in the same business, there's another coach or another instructor or another movie theater room that is way better. It's brand new, but it is actually better quality. And you sit back and you go, my goodness, I've spent all this money going and doing this when this is what actually I should be paying for. That's a pretty scary thought, right? For a customer to have and a business owner to realize. When most business owners, we go into denial. Well, that's only one room. Or, well, that's only one teacher. Well, that's only one instructor. And they're a 10. Everybody else can be a 5 or a 6. They could be just good enough. The problem is, what you don't understand is that 10 can step out and open across the street, because young people nowadays, as we said a couple of shows before, those young people will leave. And some of them are so angry, they're open across the street. And now, not only do they have convenience, they have quality. They have the drive. There's a big difference between a 10 and a 5. Not much between a 10 and an 8. Because the consumer will go, you know what? They might not be as good as this person, or this room might not be as good as that one, but this is actually good enough. Really, honestly good enough. A 5 is not good enough. A 4 is not good enough. A 6 is not good enough. An 8 and a 10, yeah, they could see a little bit of a difference, but it's still very solid. So we as business owners, we need to understand what is happening currently. Rivals are supposed to make us better. In an after-school market or an extracurricular activity, I'm sorry to say after school, extracurricular activities, be it gyms for the adults or classes, they say it's very competitive. I don't think it's competitive enough, because people are teaching trash. Most businesses are peddling trash. The problem is the consumer have not caught up to that yet. They slowly are. I wouldn't mean to say slowly. They're actually a lot faster now, thanks to the use of internet. They're catching up. They're seeing, they're noticing, they're able to compare. And to a business owner who says good enough is good enough, that should be like the scariest thing that's happening. They're sitting there and going, well, if I compare this to this, they're charging this much, they're charging just a little bit more, but they're way better. I'm going to go there. Personally, where we live, we have an Aldi right next to us. But there are certain things that are better in Publix. That's a little bit farther. And there are certain things that are better in Kroger that are a little bit farther. You know what? I'll spend an extra 5 to 10 minutes driving around for a better product, for a better quality. If I go buy multivitamins, I'll go to Whole Foods because I like it better there, right? Most of these businesses need to realize. I remember I used to work for a business that was a child fun facility. Let's call it like that. Some of my friends can pinpoint it, but it's a child fun facility. And I remember this was an outdated facility. And there was a competitor opening up 10 minutes away, 12 minutes away. And I remember director of operations and the district manager were with me, and I'm saying, hey, these guys are going to be opening up. And they look at me and go, oh, they're far enough away. And I'm looking at that and I'm going, are we from the same planet? Or are you just so big in getting money from everywhere else that you don't see that this facility can actually be great? But you have to invest into it. But they think it's far enough away. Lo and behold, the new facility opens up. Not only do we lose right off the bat 60% of the sales, they stay lost because the other facility just provide better everything minus the service. I forgot the name of who said, they said, put me across a 5-star restaurant with just a tent and great customer service and I'll put them out of business. I'm sorry, sweetheart, that no longer works nowadays. Because now people, They can give you an 8 service, not a lower than that. You might be giving them 10, but they'll give you an 8 service, but everything else in that restaurant is a 10. Good luck. You're going to get your ass kicked. And somebody like me will sit and laugh about it. Once again, the E-Myth no longer works. Great book. It was a phenomenal book for the 1980s. The landscape has changed. We need to stop being just convenient. We have to provide quality and convenience. We also need to know that we need to let go some of our customers. Some of the product that we offer is not for everybody, and that's okay. Give them the options. Give them your competitor names. Let them go check them out. And if they stay with them, you know what? Maybe you could learn something. And the sooner you understand that, the better. Personal story. I had an adult teenager who tried out one of my classes. So far, every one of my teenagers stayed. This particular teenager decided to go to another school, which is 5 minutes away from me, 7 minutes away from me. To me, that was phenomenal because she was looking for something a little bit more traditional. And you know what? I'm happy because this person is still in the industry. But at the same time, I'm going, wow, everybody has their own needs and likes, right? Somebody called and I tell them, go check out other places. But I'm constantly, when they're checking other places, then they're coming to me. I'm going to provide them not with just being there, not with just convenience, but also with the quality that's up here. We need to understand that. In my particular industry, in martial arts, and I believe in just extra activities for, everybody, the industry is now saying you can charge as much as you want. If you're charging this, you can charge this, and people will pay. They may pay, but when they actually see quality somewhere else, they're going to go there. Our consumer is getting smarter, and honestly, thank God for that. Because we need to remove crap out of the market. One of my very close friends is a very successful builder and remodeling company. Incredibly successful. In 2008, when everything went like a fly in a cupboard, I remember having a conversation with him and he told me, he said, Tay, if we can survive this, we'll be the only lion on the market, so to say. It's like, but survive this, it's like, I need to be able to still provide phenomenal quality. He was the only lion on the market left, so to say. There was a couple of other companies, but everybody else shut down. Just because you're convenient, this is no longer working because quality is starting to pop up. Little coffee shops here and there that are hurting Starbucks. There was actually a phenomenal thing I saw. We stopped by for donuts with my daughter today because, she went, Daddy, I love you. Can we get some donuts? She has phenomenal skills in negotiating. And I said, yes, we could get a couple of donuts. So there goes my diet, right? As we stopped by at this place, it is a mom and pop's shop. And across from it is a shut down Dunkin' Donuts. Interesting, right? And when I tried the donuts from this place, they were great. Maybe because I haven't eaten donuts in a long time, but they were phenomenal. They were awesome. I was like, wow, not only are these guys convenient, there's quality. This is actual quality. I will drive out here for 20 minutes in the morning because my kids say they want donuts. And I might have to drive out here because their ingredient and everything was just better. Especially in an age where everything, you could get everywhere, not by just walking, but by driving. So your commute is a lot quicker. People will travel to your business if you provide quality. This is what everybody wants. People nowadays, especially the younger generation, they want quality. I'm not really sure how much I need to be hammering this home. If you're convenient, and if you are a business owner, as I always say, roll up your sleeves, get into that workforce and see what's going on. And if you have employees who are not performing, if you have leaders who are not performing, try to work with them first. Stop thinking good enough. I remember I was listening to Tony Robbins, and he said something that was crazy, because I always said that, like, I think I'm a good boyfriend, I think I'm a good husband. And he was talking about, the good enough. And he said, there's a saying about, good. Good is not good enough. You got to be phenomenal. You can't even be great. You got to be phenomenal. And I started thinking about, even my, relationship with my wife at the time. And I was like, I'm a good husband, but I'm like, what can I be to be phenomenal? Ooh, maybe listen a little bit more. Maybe wash the dishes here. Maybe do this, maybe do that. And to my head, I was like, that's the difference. We can apply that to business, right? So remember, one more time, as a business owner, I know some of you are highly successful financially. You're highly successful. But in a world where everything is spinning, I mean, look at Amazon. They just shut up. Look at Apple. They just shut up because of the age of information, right? Always be on the lookout. How do we raise our quality? And that quality can come in a form of not just product, but even your building, putting that money in. Oh, if I have to put money in back into my building, I got to spend this. Well, if you guys are financially successful, do it. Especially in the areas that some of the businesses are located. Think about your clientele and understand we are a business away from shutting our doors because the younger crowd is there. They want certain things. Stop battling the younger crowd. Stop battling the 18 through 29-year-olds. Stop going head to head with them. This is your clientele. They want quality. They will no longer settle for the crap that my generation settled from the previous generation. Thank God for that. Holy cow, thank you. I mean, if you guys want to take a look at how quality really affects somebody, take a look at the gaming industry. Take a look at what's been happening with Blizzard. Take a look at what's been happening to BioWare. Take a look at what's been happening to EA or Bethesda. People have a voice now, and people no longer vote by typing angry rants. They vote with their dollar. They will take that dollar and go somewhere else. Don't be the one that's good enough on a block. Be the one that is phenomenal on the block. Stop looking at things as your competition. Start looking at rivalries, because rivalries make you better, right? So once again, get rid of the concept of this is good enough. Be phenomenal. Train your staff to be phenomenal. Maybe not everybody could be a 10, and that's fine. But don't leave them as a 5. I had people say, like, this is only one customer, or this is only one class, and it's fine if it's not very good. The problem is we as business owners forget this is only one, this is only one, this is only one. And then 10 instances later, you go, oh my God, I'm losing all my clientele. Yeah, well, 1 + 1 + 1 + 1. Come on, man, do the math. Don't be an idiot. Everything has to be at higher standards. And sometimes, yes, you'll make a mistake, and it'll be worse than what you trying to do. But those instances are going to be far and wide apart. So let's finish on this thought. Let's finish on this. Stop being good enough. Be phenomenal. I hope you guys can understand that. I hope to see some of you guys on the show. Leave a comment, leave a like. And as always, I see everybody on the mats.